Yo, happy Tuesday. What up, fellas?
What's going on? What's good?
Hey, man, a lot is good, man. A lot is good. Coach Tat, what's the word?
Winding down.
Wine. Oh, you gonna have to wind right back up, player?
I know, right? Yeah. But it's winding down though, so
yeah. Hey, so last week I realized I didn't do an official introduction. Welcome to the Off the Dribble podcast, presented and powered by the Warner Robins All-Stars in association with Hype South Media Network. What's we good?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I hadn't done that in a long time. I think I forgot something when I just said that.
You did. Well, you know what? I can't say you did because I went on at the beginning of the show anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to go back and look at it, but
you came in right on time though.
yeah, I did. I did.
You got fine.
Yes. I'm gonna send a check in the mail when I get my Social Security.
Yeah. Tat, where you at right now?
Man, there you go. I am currently at Shirley Hills Elementary School. I'm helping Kristen get ready for, teachers coming back tomorrow. So got all this stuff to do. So I'm helping her get ready for tomorrow.
Helping Principal Brooks get the spot right.
Yeah, I have to do that stuff because she makes sure everything is taken care of throughout this travel time for me.
And that's a perfect segue for us to thank our significant others for all of the support that they give us.
Yes.
All right. So now that we've checked that box.
Thank you. Let me lean in with the thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
We really appreciate you. You guys.
Appreciate it.
You young ladies.
There it is. You Virgos.
Yeah.
Hey, but last live period just ended. For the last 2 weeks, we had live periods going on. What's up, Juke?
Juke.
And we got a special guest, so we're not gonna keep him waiting too long. But kind of talk about the live period a little bit, Tat.
Live period was great. Went 4 and you talking about both live period?
Both live periods.
Yeah, both live period was good, man. I think we ended up finishing 8 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And kids played well. Got good feedback, about the kids, and I mean they went out and did everything that we asked them to do. So I know you guys performed well.
Played well. Yeah.
7 and 4. That's good. Like I always say with the younger guys that we have, they getting in those college coaches' books. They getting a check by the name. All right, this kid played well. He's just a young kid, so got time, and they follow him throughout the year and stuff like that. So
yeah. No, it was good stuff, man. I know you guys definitely had some eyes on you.
Right. And Juke.
Yeah.
That's always an important thing. I do want to give some flowers real quick for my brother being recognized as a finalist for Coach of the Year on the radar circuit, man. Congratulations, Tat.
Yeah, man. Like I told y'all earlier, I appreciate it, but I don't do nothing but fuss and cuss. That's it. The kid, they get all that stuff done, man. And that's just that's just kudos to them, because I mean, without them doing what they supposed to be doing, I mean, my name would never be mentioned in the first place. So
yeah,
just kudos to those guys, and matter of fact, kudos to the real coach of the group,
AJ. What's up, brother?
All right, not going on. But yeah, that's kudos to the real coach of the group, man.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like I say, man, kudos to those kids, man. Those kids go out and get the job done and play their tails off, and take tough coaching and never blink an eye. And so, that's all of them. And
yeah. And then we definitely have to mention congratulations to Malik.
Yes.
For being a finalist for MVP of the circuit for the 17U level. So congratulations to him on that.
Hard work, man. That's all hard work. To watch him from when he first came up as 8th grader, to now, you can see the development. And he deserves it. Juke's Gym, you're right. Juke's Gym, Skill Labber. Just watching him grow, man, it's very, great to watch.
Oh yeah. What up, Chess?
Chess, what up, brother?
Chess.
Yeah.
I see Juke say Chase better be top 10 in these ranking in the state. I mean, told Chase, just control what you control, leave him no choice.
There it is.
And that's what he's been doing.
There it is. Finishing with that left.
There it
is.
So you go dummy with that left.
But hey, like I said, we do have a special guest, so we don't want to delay it. Middle Georgia State University men's basketball assistant coach Tyler Thayer. Coach.
Guys, how we doing?
Good. What's up, Coach?
Man, not a whole lot. Just that was a great introduction, Coach Tat. I'll definitely talk about a significant other. I saw a great tweet the other day. It said significant is sign if I can't. And as a broke college basketball coach, I can tell you that your significant other is really, really important in a lot of ways. So shout out to my wife as well. She's great. But no, I'm good, fellas. Just heard Tat say unwind, but good luck. You gotta kind of keep this thing moving down the tracks. But just appreciate you guys having me on. Just really excited. Got to know you guys over the last couple of months here in the great Middle Georgia area. But yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, Coach, I'll tell you this: Tat don't know how to unwind, because when he's down on the court working, he's behind the scenes working.
Yeah, no, those are good people. Those are people you want in your corner right there.
100%. 100%. Well, Coach, tell us a little about yourself. Your playing days, your coaching days. How'd you end up in Middle Georgia?
Man, oh man, playing days are starting to feel further and further away, a distant memory, as some say. But I was fortunate enough to grow up in Wilmington, North Carolina. Great place. If you haven't been, go. And if like I said, if you haven't been, you need to check it out. But from there, I went to UNC Pembroke, played there for 3 years, redshirted my freshman year. And I was a pre-transfer portal transfer. It's just these guys are crazy in the chat, huh? They're acting up. That's awesome. You can't give them too much attention, though, because then they just start saying crazy things. But from Pembroke, I went to Barton College, finished out my my degree and my playing career. It's funny that I'm a coach, and because when I was a player, and this goes back to high school, and my high school coach is still one of my best friends and biggest mentors. Everybody always said, I think you'd make a good coach. That's like the last thing you want to hear when you're a player, because that just means you stink, right? That means you're not any good. Well, you could spin it that way for sure, but when you're 18,
you don't want to hear about it.
No. So, anyways, I finishing my playing career, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I went to pursue my master's at Barry University. Kind of took that year off from anything college related, coaching or anything like that. But I did start coaching a 7th grade AAU team, and I still say that was the most fun I've ever had with the game of basketball, because those kids were just they're sponges at that age. Like they don't really know any better. They think they want to be good. They're not any good, but they want to try to be. And so that really like fueled a lot of my drive for wanting to coach. So I was fortunate enough to that following year get on at Barry University with Butch Estes. Butch ironically just retired this past spring, but a guy that's won over 700 games, been at every level, started out his career with Dean Smith at Carolina. Talk about a guy that, can just throw the whole package at you. And from a preparation standpoint, was elite. And so as a young dude, in that thing, I was just glad to be giving him coffee, and telling him, hey, everybody's here on time, but fortunate enough to kind of, find my way in that year. Did a little stint at Independence Community College out in Kansas. Got to witness the Jayhawk League, which, if you guys know what I'm talking about, that's one of the best leagues in the country for any level of basketball. I don't care who it is. We had 7 Division I guys on our team that year, and we didn't even win the league. We finished 4th in the league. So really, really good learning experience there, seeing something different. Being from North Carolina, junior college wasn't really a thing because there aren't many junior colleges in North Carolina. There's one in my hometown, one not that far away, and then you kind of got to go to the western half of the state to see those. So not as prominent as here in Georgia or Florida or something like that. So good learning for me. COVID hit, like everybody, everything got kind of stuck in the mud. I was fortunate to land at Converse. So that was an interesting situation. We were a part of year 0, building our team from ground up because they were all female. We moved to co-ed in that year. So we recruited the initial class. That was fun, a lot of fun. And then I went back to Barry. Butch called me, and the Miami scenery and the palm trees and my wife were like, Miami? Yeah, we're gone. So
I'm sure that was a hard decision, huh?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Spartanburg was great and all that, but Miami was, it's tough to go against it in a lot of ways. But
right.
Fortunate enough to go back as Butch's full-time assistant at Barry. And yeah, I mean, just can't really put into words how much he means to me. And then also I just feel so prepared, for trying to help young people because of the way that he cared about them. That was one thing he said. He always used to say, it doesn't really matter what you know, it's what they know. And I thought that was really, really important because I think as coaches, we do know a lot. There's a lot of really good coaches, but if you can't articulate it, if you can't get them to understand it, if you can't, be relational to where they want to understand it, to the where they want to hear it, that can become hard. That's why a lot of some quote unquote really good coaches may not last as long, because they just can't get through. But Butch was instrumental and has been instrumental. And so the flip side of this is my wife is also in athletics. She does compliance. And so she was doing compliance at Barry and ended up getting involved with Middle Georgia as we're going through this transition to Division II. And so NAI doesn't really have compliance to the extent that Division II does. And so long story short, she got the job here and she was like, honey, we're moving. And I was like, okay. I've only heard of Warner Robins one time because I think they were in the Little League World Series back a long time ago. And I was like, that's a baseball place. That ain't going to do nothing for me. And I knew there was some quarterback around here committed to Colorado at some point and something else happened and whatever. But that was all I knew. And so we moved here, and we kind of took a leap of faith. I'm big on God's timing, and He's going to put us in the right places. And so I got to meet Coach Mo, who is a staple in the area, staple in Georgia. Really, he's the longest tenured college coach in Georgia.
Mhm.
So kind of obviously he's been around. He's seen some things. So when his assistant left, he and I got to know each other and meet and talk. And fortunately, he took a chance on me. So I spent this last year at Middle, last NAI year, we really put a good year together. 19 wins, went to the national tournament. Really got, I think, a lot of steam behind our program as we're making this move. We understand there'll be challenges, of course, but to go to the national tournament at any level is a big deal. And for us to be able to accomplish that last year was huge. First time in school history for the NAI that we had gone. So kind of a last year, best year type thing. And so that was a lot of fun. And so, yeah, that's me. I say all the time, coaching is one of the most fun things you'll do, and one of the most things you'll probably dislike the most as well, because it can be really hard. It can take a lot of time away from family. It can take a lot of time away from my wife and relationships and things that you may want to do. But I couldn't picture myself doing anything else, nor do I want to do anything else. So it's a great love-hate sometimes,
Gotcha. So Coach, talk about the transition, right? First of all, like you mentioned, you guys had a solid year last year.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned Coach Mo, like you said, is a staple.
Yeah.
Then you coming in and that transition happening, and now you guys are kind of rebranding, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as this transition to Division II, talk about what that kind of means for the area, as well as the university.
Well, it's been at least a 5 to 7 and maybe longer process in terms of the university making the change to NCAA. Just 11 years ago, they made the jump from 2-year to 4-year.
Mm-hmm.
So Middle Georgia, kudos to President Blake, and his staff and his cabinet of really trying to push the school forward and his vision for it. And then we hired Michael Brown, who's our director of athletics. He's just finishing up or getting close to year 2. And he kind of came in and finished off, I guess, what had already been started in terms of taking us into this transition. But for me, it's home in a lot of ways, because I played Division II. I've coached Division II. Largely, that's what I've been around and known. So it's very comfortable for me. But there are a lot of changes for a lot of people that have been there, both in athletics and out of athletics. And so I think one of the biggest things is just the caliber of person we can recruit, and trying to get that encompassing student athlete. D2's motto is life in the balance. So it's really about trying to get that kid that's obviously a really good player in his respective or her respective sport, but also somebody that cares about the community, is good in the classroom. You can't just be a one-stop shop at Division II. And I think, I'm sure this will be discussed, but I think D2 is the purest form of basketball we have left, at the college level. I think we can still give a kid a scholarship, obviously, and still try to really take care of him. But, NIL isn't hugely at our level. You still have to take care of your academics. You still have to do things like that. You also, get off time and stuff like that. Division II, you have a mandatory 7-day break that spans Christmas. A lot of guys are playing on Christmas or Christmas Eve or something like that. So just things like that. But as for Middle Georgia, I think it's just recognition, right? I think there's certain guys that we were able to recruit this year, Cam being one, in the portal. When you call up and you say, we're Division II in the Peach Belt, that starts ringing bells.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to the NAI by any means, and people should really get to know how good the NAI is, and especially the league that we played in. But when you say NAI, for some reason with the kids, it doesn't have that punch, that fervor, where they're like, ooh, yeah, I'm interested, So it's been good. We are extremely, glad about the change and, want to obviously compete quickly. We understand there's a process and element to that, but, for us, I feel like as a program, we're prepared, to do what we have to do and to continue on, obviously with the legislation and stuff, we can't compete in the national tournament for 3 years. So we can win the Peach Belt. We can win. Coach Mo can win Coach of the Year. We can have a Player of the Year. But the buck stops at the end of the Peach Belt. Buford just finished a similar, the similar track. So they were runners up in the Peach Belt last year. Undoubtedly a tournament team. I watched them play. They were phenomenal. But obviously couldn't go because that was the NCAA, rule when you're making these transitions. So just something we'll deal with. And, I think winning a conference championship is hard enough. Making the national tournament at Division II is extremely tough.
Yeah.
We're also in an extremely large region and only 8 teams go. So I think, if you want to recruit against us because you're not going to go to the national tournament, there's going to be a lot of teams not going to the national tournament, not because they can't, but because they're not going,
Right.
So we'll let the chips fall where they may. We'll get the guys that want to be there, for the right reasons.
Yeah. Coach, I noticed we were kind of talking before we came on, like the younger folks say you was outside a little bit during the slide period, right?
Yeah.
Out at the live periods, evaluating, looking, offering, all that type of stuff. Talk about that a little bit, just like you said earlier, going from NAIA to Division II, and kind of being out there and what's been the biggest difference, I guess, from a recruiting standpoint?
Yeah, I think in NAIA the recruiting process, and once again, I didn't really go through it a ton because I got here, I got on with Coach back in September. So we really kind of hit the ground running, with our season with the guys that were there. But from what he tells me and kind of maybe what I hear from other coaches is that really the recruiting process is really delayed at NAIA. And it's not like you're getting bad players. You're just getting guys that are like, all right, you've been recruiting me at NAIA for 4 months. No D2s or D1s are calling me. So, I'll go there. Right. In a kid's mind, maybe it's a fallback option when, maybe it shouldn't. But at the D2 level, I mean, let's be honest, guys. Our league is made up of, 5 other Georgia schools, 6 other Georgia schools. So I'm not saying anybody's scared of us by any means, but we're another mouth to feed, in Georgia. And we're a public school, and we are the cheapest public school in the state of Georgia in the university system. So, we feel like we have a niche to be able to go get our guys, guys in the state. And so with that, hey, let's be aggressive, and like we talked about before we came on, there's a lot of, at least, people are reposting our stuff on Twitter and Instagram, and kind of getting our name out there that something's happening. And so can we capitalize on that? Not only in recruiting, but, once we start playing this season and just momentum's everything in life, really. If you got that good momentum and you want to try to ride it as long as you can. So we feel like that. So with the recruiting this year, we wanted people to see us out. We wanted people to say, hey, there's Middle Georgia. We wanted them to see our colors. We wanted them to, hey, even ask, what do y'all got going on? Or, make sure everybody knows, hey, we are going Division II. We're going to be in the Peach Belt. We're competing next season in the Peach Belt. We're going to play a full schedule, all those things. And it's, it may seem silly on the surface, but it's more so just and obviously we are evaluating and recruiting, but for us in this cycle, especially, it was just like, hey, we just need people to know that we got something different going on now. That was important to us.
Yeah. So during the press conference, when you guys announced that you were going D2, the AD, I think I believe it was the AD that kind of spoke to recruiting Middle Georgia kind of area, right? Spread out, but wanting to keep that talent at home.
Yeah.
Is that talk about that a little bit as far as why is that important?
Yeah, it goes back to resources as well. We're going to be in a process in terms of our resources and how we ramp things up from the NAI to Division II, and obviously funding and fundraising and stuff like that is going to be a big part of what we can do. But also, I think building, if we recruit a kid from Indiana and we recruit a kid from Georgia, the Georgia kid's parents are probably coming to more games. The Georgia kid's family or friends or aunties and uncles and everything are probably coming to more games. So, and not that we're worried about general admission, we're worried about getting our brand out there, getting people to know and start talking about Middle Georgia. So I think, capitalize on that. But I think also this area, and I mentioned it to you guys, is extremely under recruited, and it seems like there's a good level here of we got a bunch of Division II schools. Obviously, we had Division I, Mercer, Georgia State, Georgia Southern, Georgia. I got all those. You got your junior colleges as well, but it seems like there's a bunch of kids that are just kind of like that middle area of they're really good, but maybe or some of the bigger name brands can wait on the portal. You can just wait. And so we are 100% good with capitalizing on trusting our eyes and saying, he's good enough for where we're trying to go, for what we're trying to do. And maybe being a little bit more on the development side because we have this, this at least, the 3-year, NCAA probation. And not to say we're not trying to win, don't get me wrong, but we can bring a couple more freshmen in maybe and say, hey, we want you to be really good in 27, 28, and really develop. Whereas other teams, they do have national championship aspirations. They do have things like that where they may want to stay old, get old, stay old, get portal guys and things like that. So it's an interesting, where we fall, but I think too, we are in the middle of Georgia. It's it's in the name, so why can't we recruit the whole state? We're not just in the South or the North or whatever. Why can't we get to know all these guys? And, you guys talk about us, people are talking about us, then that's a good thing. Hey, let's just get it out and get us flowing, because once again, for a long time, we were thought of as, an NAI program. And like I said, the stigma is what it is. So we got to get that out of, kind of out of people's mouths, so to speak, and minds.
Yeah. Yeah. Coach, we mentioned it, but I want to kind of circle back to it. Talk about the Peach Belt, right? Going into the Peach Belt. So we had a Clayton State assistant coach on last week, right? Okay. And he was just talking about he came from Columbus, and then now he's at Clayton State. Charles, help me with his name. And
Coach Shivers.
Coach Shivers. Assistant coach, and I apologize, Coach. I couldn't think of your name off top, but he was just talking about how good the Peach Belt is, right? Yeah. And it's one of the best conferences in the country, with no bias, right? And that's something that you hear about the Peach Belt. Yeah. So you guys entering the Peach Belt, kind of what you guys' thoughts, understanding what you're about to get into.
Yeah, well, it's a grown man's league. There's no question. I'll give you two perspectives there. One, when I was at Barry for 3 years in the Sunshine State, that's widely regarded as probably the best Division II conference in the country. I mean, Nova Southeastern's won 2 of the last 3 national championships. Florida Southern, it's perennially 3, 4, 5 teams ranked in the top 25 every year, and that's a great league. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a different league than the Peach Belt, but as far as a competition standpoint, up and down the league, the Peach Belt, I think, may be tougher in some ways just because there isn't that great separation at the top. I think there's been the last 4 years, I think there's been a different winner all 4 years. And for sure, and teams that win the regular season haven't won the conference championship. So that tells you parity, and tells you, teams are really, really good. And so we're prepared.
Oh, hold on.
I get that a lot. I get that a lot. Oh, man.
We're going to transition to Megan here pretty soon.
Oh, man.
This is Bruce is a consistent and constant presence on this podcast.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. If I can get some Klay Thompson money or a jump shot, I will be in good shape. But yeah. So the Peach Belt is just. I mean, it's a grueling league. I mean, when I was at Pembroke as a freshman, well, my whole time at Pembroke, we were in the Peach Belt. Now that was the old Peach Belt. That was with Montevallo, and Francis Marion was still in there, so a little different. But yeah, I mean, it's so good, and it's very physical, rugged. It's big. You know, I think our guys last year in the spring, they were like, Coach, you know, like, who are we recruiting? You know, what do we need? You know, just really curious, you know, like, how are we going to go about this? And I was like, well, you know, we got to get bigger. You know, I think we got to get bigger. We have to improve our bodies. We got to improve our skill. I think once again, though, there's a natural progression with that of just the guys that we're able to tap into now because we're in the Peach Belt. I mean, we signed a kid who played in the Peach Belt last year. We signed another Division II transfer. We signed an NAI transfer that was in our league. And so, you know, those are older guys that have been around, guys that have been through it kind of thing. But it's still going to be different. Ultimately, there's a different preparation. You know, these are all new teams that we're preparing for. And while, yeah, you know, there's only so many ways to play basketball, but there's different styles. It's different coaches. It's, you know, what do they recruit? How do they recruit? So getting to know that. So we just, you know, we felt like we ultimately this cycle and in recruiting and in the Peach Belt for this year is, you know, win number one, obviously, but also kind of figure out, all right, where are we? Where are we in terms of a lot of things? Where are we in terms of the guys we've recruited? Where are we in terms of the style that we play? You know, and not from a comparison standpoint, but just like, all right, is what we're doing going to continue to work? You know, are the avenues you know, and the doors we're kicking down, are those the ones that we need to be kicking down? You know, are those the tires we need to be kicking? You know, or are we kind of off base? You know, so I think it'll be a great learning process for us. I think it'll be a good process for our guys. I don't think our guys really understand. Maybe the D2 guys do that we've recruited, but the NAIA guys that we have coming back, albeit, I mean, two of them were all league last year. So, like, they're good players, but I don't think they really understand the jump we're making. I mean, the Peach Belt's great. And then we got two games against Valdosta in the non-conference. Valdosta was top 5 in the country last year. So we'll learn quickly kind of where we are, the barometer, you know, for us. And so, but we stress process to our guys and not putting all your eggs into the results basket. We stress trying to stick to what we do and who we are and pound the stone and all those key phrases. But if we stick to, hey, what we do and what we believe in, I think we've developed enough of a foundation, you know, to be successful as we go forward.
Yeah, 100%. Charlie, we got somebody backstage.
We do.
So we want to bring in, Coach, one of your recruits. See how much talking he does.
Right.
Oh, he changed his hair already. KP. What's up, baby?
Man,
chilling. Hey, you want to talk to your coach?
What up, Coach?
What's up, baby? You all right?
I'm straight.
I want to say this, man. Two things I know about Cam already. All right, he's never up to anything because he's always up to nothing, which I just can't believe. And the second thing is, I got to go to lunch with him not long ago, and he does talk. You just gotta get him talking, and then it's like, wow, okay, hey, who is this guy? But nah.
Yeah, Cam, we were talking to Coach about the transition to Division II and the Peach Belt and all that good stuff, man. What's kind of your thoughts on first of all being recruited, being identified as someone that can help the program and playing in the Peach Belt?
Well, I'm being recruited to Middle Georgia State. That was a big time. You know what I'm saying? Because since they going Division II, they really showed that I can play at the Division II level or contribute to Middle Georgia State. So that was big time.
Yeah.
Cam, I'll flip that around a little bit, and not to steal the thunder there, but let's use this for a moment. Why did you really choose Middle Georgia? What stood out to you? What hey, we're going to use this platform for all it's worth. Now we're going to get all the rest of the Georgia kids. But chop it up. Don't give me a political answer. Tell me why you chose it. Just what attracted you to it.
When I first came on that visit, so when I met you and Coach Mo, it was like y'all when we was in the room talking, and Coach Mo was describing how I could help the team and how it would be. I was like, oh yeah, it's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
So I feel right in love with the fit, and then I met the guys. I met Nick and them, Joe and them. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I'm ready. I commit right now.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny with Cam. We had a bit of a process, with your recruitment as well. It was something that, as we were just trying to get our head wrapped around everything we were doing, and continue to evaluate you and whatnot. I mean, there was, we've already talked about the different avenues of recruiting and the amount of people that you see, but I think one thing that stood out, and it's a credit to you, is you just continued to work at it. It didn't really matter what people said or did or what offer you had or didn't have. You just continued to go. And so going back to what it's going to take in the Peach Belt, I think persistence. Hey, we might take our lumps in year one. We might take our lumps in year three. I don't know. It's a basketball season. You have adversity, but we want guys that are, forge through it. Just keep going. Just keep pounding the stone. Just keep running through it. So credit to you, man. I know, it's got to be a huge weight off your shoulders, but at the same time, you're about to step into a whole new oven, down there. So it'll be fun. But yeah, providing a vision for all the guys we recruit, I think, is important. Guys want to be, let's love on them. Hey, recruiting's a crappy enough process for everybody. Let's love on them and let them know not only what, but why. I think it's important to tell guys why, we want you, why you fit, why, and the other way around, why not? Hey, this just may not be it. And your recruitment process, I think, with us is a whole encompassing, version of the way that we go about it. But I told you, right, we got to know each other. I don't care about you as a basketball player. I want to know you as a person. I want to know your people. Your mom, dad, brother, all that. I want to know your circle. So that we can really know who we're getting in our program, because it's important. Our program's revered. Who gets in our locker room and all that. That's an important piece, to what we're doing.
Yeah, Coach, I'm gonna say this, and not to sound biased or anything, but when me and you had a few conversations, right? And something that stood out to me was when you told me you like Cam as a person, right? Yeah. Regardless if you win or lose, that's still somebody that you want to have a relationship with. So it wasn't based on the wins and losses, right? Even if the season wasn't going the way that it's supposed to go, the person that you come to know as Cameron, appreciated that, and that meant a lot to me as a parent going through that.
No question. Well, and I worked for a guy that told me one time, he said, recruit good people because even the losses and the bad days won't suck as bad. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really true. If you're walking into practice knowing, okay, we got beat, we have to get better. Maybe I'm pissed off, but if I look across the room and I like you as a person, you're just ultimately you get uplifted a little bit more than you would if you're just like, there's not a good person over there, somebody that's not in your circle. And so, not to go on a tangent here, but I got into coaching because of my high school coach. My high school coach and I are still best friends, and I'll be 31 this week. So, it's been a long time, and he's one of my best friends' biggest mentors, and it's because he got to know me as a person. He didn't care, he did care. He did care about how I was as a player. Don't get me wrong, but he wanted to know me. He wanted to know everything about me. Yeah. And so, we try to approach things like that. A lot of people say 1, 2, 3 family, or 1, 2, 3 together, but I feel like we mean that. I really do. And so hopefully we can continue to build that and breed that within our young people, because, a lot of our men especially are afraid to be vulnerable and open up and, tell somebody they love them. We're not afraid to do that. We love our guys, and we want what's best for them as people, because, Cam and our guys and whatever, like, hey, you guys got pro aspirations. That's massive. But let's be honest, if you're not the 0.1% of the 0.1%, this game ends for you one day. Yeah. So what do you have to fall back on? I think that's important for us to try to develop that and help them see that.
Yeah. Cam, I'm gonna ask you, with you going and Jabari signed and going, and specifically with you two have been, I guess, competing against each other since freshman U, right? Shout out to Locke and freshman U, but I still got videos of you two playing against each other at freshman U, and then being down in the same conference for a while. Well, not conference, but region before Valdosta moved up. Just talk about that kind of relationship and I guess how you're looking forward to being able to start this journey with him.
I mean, I can't wait. We already been hanging out, open run, working out together. So like the relationship keep getting stronger and stronger. I just can't wait to work with him, play with him, have a good time.
Yeah. So I see another real quick, Charles. I see another Hulk Bear got signed.
Oh yeah, Boats.
Boats. Boats.
Yeah.
Yep. I like Boats, man.
Yeah. So talk about that a little bit.
Me or Cam?
Cam,
go ahead.
I mean, I ain't played with Boats in a minute, but I'm excited though. I was playing with open runner the other day. The boy nice.
Yeah.
Coach, talk about Boats being signed, and the late signee, but kind of.
Yeah, Daniel is. So we said all that stuff about loving you as a person and all that, and we do. But if you're not any good, you can't come play for us. So there is an element of that. And Daniel's, we're still developing, obviously, exactly what we want. But we know we want versatility, and we know we want guys that can do multiple things on both ends. And so I think Daniel, how many times can you get 6'6" guys that can stretch the floor, defend multiple spots, and all those buzzwords. But then again, like, he's another example of his process, and his recruiting was drawn out. He kicked the tires on a lot of different places and things like that. And I feel like we're getting a diamond in the rough here late. And it's a piece for us. But once again, as we talk about like development, like we have guys that are bought into what we're doing. I think for Daniel, it was like, okay, you can come here and like, if you put yourself in our development plan and all these guys, Cam and everybody, if you believe in what we're doing, I think we can make you a better player. And so I think anytime a guy feels like you can increase their value and increase the strength of their name or whatever it is, I think that they like to hear that. And then for him, hey, he's right down the road, right? It makes a lot of sense. He can stay home, for the most part. I know his mom's excited. I've talked to her a couple of times. She's, thrilled about not having to drive too far for games. And it increases a connection. He's going to have guys that he knows on our team. And so that built-in camaraderie is always good as well. So it's just, I think it's good for all parties.
Oh, yeah. Charles, I cut you off last time. My bad.
Cam, I got a question for you. So you in the Peach Belt, right? We got another All-Star out there at USC Aiken.
Perk.
Perk. Y'all done had any conversation about what the game?
Last night.
Last night.
Last night.
I love it. I love it. So make sure you send out the schedule, man. When USCA can come to town, you know.
Oh, I think I already know we played them the first game.
It's gonna be an all-star reunion in that thing. We all showing up.
Yeah,
I think it's
the first time y'all playing was at home, right?
December 5th.
I'm there.
Yeah.
It's not marked or anything, is it? I mean, gee.
I'm there. Hey, I probably, if it's a whole code game that day, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna be down in Cochran. So.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
What's up, Waste?
It's funny.
That's that Cam and Coach. Well, Coach, we already got your thoughts on it. Cam, talk about what you know and what you've heard about the Peach Belt and the challenge that's ahead.
Talking to like Perk be telling me, he be like, it's tough. It's a physical conference. You know, you got to be strong, mentally tough. And, you know, just play the right way. Play tough. Play mentally tough, and then listen to your coaches. That's what he said. Also, listen to your coaches.
I like this guy. Whoever you talk about, I like that guy.
Coach, we and I tell everybody all the time, Cam's ready to leave yesterday. So if y'all can move him in sooner, he'll be ready to go. We're getting on his nerves. He's getting on our nerves. He's just excited and ready to go.
Yeah, he's going to be ready to go until he's got to do laundry. Then he'll be sick. He's got to come back.
Hey, and I told him don't come home every weekend. Figure it out.
Hey, one thing I'll say about the Peach Belt too, and I'm pretty sure this is fact. They do 2 all-conference teams, first team, second team. 9 of those 10 guys signed Division I last year. The 10th guy is AJ White, who's an all-league, probably all-American next year at North Georgia. And the only reason he came back is because he saw the value at North Georgia. So if you guys were asking me about the league and how good it is, I mean, if that tells you anything, I mean, goodness gracious, right? And just because it's just those 10, there's probably 5 or 6 or 7 more that are no-brainer Division I guys. So you have to recruit Division I talent to be respectable in Division II these days, and then you do that. You try to recruit higher level talent, you know, in a really, really good Division II league. Yeah. That's the standard. You know, that's kind of, you know, it's like the days of getting those fringe guys are kind of out the window. Like, you got to have guys that can really go get it. And the toughness and the physicality. I went and watched the region last year. Columbus State was hosting the region, and Columbus State played Pembroke. Pembroke's obviously in Conference Carolinas, but that's still a regional opponent. That's, you know, they won their league. And, you know, I'd hate to have to referee that game because it was just, you know, it's super handsy. There's box outs that, you know, that are bear hugs, you know, but it's when 2 teams are so physical, you can't really call everything. We'll be there all night. So those seem like the type of games that break out in the Peach Belt every single night. Yeah. And we're going to do everything we can to prepare our guys for it, you know, as every team does. And then, you know, we'll go roll the balls out and see what happens.
There it is. Coach, so like I said, you were out at these live periods, offered some guys. What are you all, right? What is your playing style, or what are the attributes that you look at to say, yeah, this is a kid that we could possibly bring in and help us?
Yeah. It sounds simple on the surface, but like, can you dribble, pass, and shoot? But can you do all of those things under pressure? You know, can you do all those things with both hands? They're not shooting, well, you know, finishing around the rim and things like that. We put a premium on shooting. We feel like we did a pretty good job this class coming in of doing that. Obviously, you know, KP is a really good shooter, and we got a couple other guys with some college experience that can shoot it as well. So shooting is huge for us. I think it fits our style. I don't think we'll have anybody really big. Like, we don't really hunt the 6'10", 6'11" guys. We will have one on our team probably all the time just to give us that extra size. But we want to play really fast. So decision making is really important. How quickly, can you start and stop? We talk about first 3 steps a lot, changing ends of the floor. And just like your motor, I think I got Tat looking at something, man.
No. I'm listening to you talk, and I'm just a lot of that stuff is
what we talked about. Last weekend we had this discussion at a timeout.
Okay, yeah, and obviously I think it's unfair. So, like for me, I preferred the GBCA live events over the AAU events. Now I hope these guys don't get upset at me, but here's why. You see guys playing in a normal position for the most part, and you see them where they're most comfortable for the most part. That's who they practice with. That's who they've played with. There's a lot of AAU teams out here they got 6 guards and a 6'5" guy. And it's like, you got your point. You got a guy that played point for his high school team playing the 4, so it's just, it can look a little, the ease of recruitment, I guess, and evaluation is better at the high school level for me. And it also, you really get to see like, all right, how do they interact, watching them over a span of a weekend and things like that. So we also we're going to try to put a big emphasis on winning as well. I mean, I think when you just win consistently, you start to kind of have things that you build inside of you of ways to do things, culture, all of those things that go into it, and you find ways to win. And when you're a part of winning, it starts to rub off on people. And so if we can find guys that won, Christian Atwall coming in from Buford this year, played in the Peach Belt Conference Championship last year, played for a team that won 21 games. He won, he's been around it. Cam and Jabari both had, deep playoff runs multiple times. O.T. Delancey played in 2 Sunshine State championship games at Barry. Rob Dix won 20 games at his junior college this year. And other guys down our roster, even the guys coming back, played in the national tournament last year at NAI, so you do kind of start to figure it out. And the more guys you have that have been around the winning, I think that rubs off on each other. So not to say, Michael Jordan's from my hometown. His high school team wasn't very good. I wouldn't say don't take Michael Jordan. I'm just saying, I think you can put some stock in how kids play. And I think too, I saw a kid get absolutely just fussed out at an event, and he just looked his coach in the eye, and he took it the whole time. He took it, and he responded with 2 really big plays later in the game. And
what game was that, Coach?
No, Tat wasn't involved. Don't worry. No. No, Tat wasn't involved. Okay. No, I promise. I would have said Tat's name. But no, I think that's important because when things get tough and things get hard, which they will.
Yeah.
How do you handle those things?
How do you respond? That's important.
And that's a blip. Yeah, that's a blip, but that's ultimately it's a small moment that can tell you big things.
Right.
Of how that kid responds. Because what a lot of these guys don't understand, and Cam's going to find out, Jabari and all these other guys, all right, you went from the dude to now you're back at the bottom again. You know, nobody knows you. You haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I was telling these guys, you're y'all want gear. You haven't scored a bucket for us yet.
Right.
What do you mean?
Right.
But you see what I'm saying? There's still so much to earn and prove now. And so if you're not willing to have that humility and have that coachability and things like that, you can get looked over. And I don't think we're unique in that. I think a lot of coaches and a lot of programs put premiums on that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put that together with everything that we want physically, basketball-wise, stuff like that, that kind of is what, morphs into our recruiting class, I guess. And I think it's complementary, too. That's one thing, guys will, Twitter guys and all that will be like, can't believe this kid doesn't have an offer. Can't believe this kid doesn't have an offer. Well, a 5'11" point guard, there's 75 of those in one gym, So I can believe he doesn't have an offer, because it's hard. Now the 6'7" wing that's a 3-and-D, and jumps out of the gym with a 4.0 GPA. Okay, now maybe there's something to talk about,
Right.
So recruiting is it's a bear, but it's ultimately our livelihood. So we have to figure out ways to do it and try to do it well. But hey, we'll miss. I've missed. We've all missed. And we'll miss again.
Right.
But you just try to get it right as much as you can, obviously.
Yeah. Coach, shout out our other freshman coming in from Dublin.
Yeah, AJ Johnson. That was ultimately that was a huge piece for us, because that was a great connection that Coach Mo has had going back to coaches, just kind of how entrenched he is in the Middle Georgia area. Coach Hope and him, just kind of talked throughout the year, and we kept tabs on AJ. And then when time got small here and things were whatever, it kind of matched up for us in terms of a need. He saw value in it, and just another guy that's like, okay, you fit what we want.
Yeah,
you're available. You're in Georgia. You're not far from home. It's a great signing for us, because I think a lot of people in Dublin and that surrounding area will be very excited to see him, in the white and purple. And so I think that it was a good, I don't know if you want to call it finisher, but round out, kind of that freshman class. And nobody can say Middle Georgia isn't recruiting Georgia, because
Right.
we signed 3 Georgia kids in our freshman class,
right.
and our roster's littered with Georgia. And if we could, I'm not going to commit to it, but I would say if we could continue to keep those guys home, like we talked about, we'll continue to do that, because there's a good crop of talent. There's a good crop of talent within the Middle Georgia area, and then obviously you go to other areas as well. You just trust your eyes. Just evaluate and see and talk to other people, and then do what you do. But to these other coaches, hey, if they don't want to, we'd love to keep capitalizing. So maybe keep this all a secret. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Well, we're streaming out to about 1 million people right now.
Yeah. I was gonna say YouTube is a bad place to keep a secret. That's for sure.
Yeah. Cam, let me ask you, what's your biggest I guess question, or the thing that you're most excited about getting on campus and starting this process?
Practice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. Absolutely.
All right, just that one word, huh?
Practice.
Hey, that word means a lot.
You know what? At least it's not the Allen Iverson practice.
Yeah, right. That's right. Because hey, as excited as you are, our 4th and 5th year seniors are probably like, practice again for the 260th time in my career or something like that. Yeah. So keep that fervor about you, though. Keep loving practice, because that'll that's gonna get you places.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Exciting.
So
What's that?
let me. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you asked me a part of the question that I didn't really answer. But once we have this platform, let's talk about it. Our style. We're going to be first to 100. We're going to try to get it up. We're going to try to really play. We experimented with a lot of things last year. I think our team and the pieces we had they didn't quite equip us exactly how we wanted to play that style, but we got to learn a lot about how we wanted to try to approach things. And then in this cycle, we recruited to it. And so that's important. You got to have the Jimmies and Joes, to be able to go do things. So we're going to try to play really fast, a controlled chaos of sort. And I think offensively, we give guys a ton of freedom. We don't put guys in boxes at all. We'll do some weird things with lineups. We'll be really big at times. We may be really small. We're not afraid of mismatches or anything like that. We do some it's a lot of concept-based offense, mostly 5 out, having guys make decisions and allowing them to do that. But we build on that, beginning in August. We start to teach, and then there's a lot of beauty in the breakdowns and the chaos that happens, because it allows, and you see guys start to figure it out. And so once guys start to figure it out, that's where the magic happens. And so we'll obviously, you have your set plays and stuff like that, but we will largely try to just let our guys go play. Now we will teach them how to play or help them, but it's going to be them making decisions, for a large part of the game. And once again, it goes back to recruiting. Like, can we get high level decision makers, and how many of them can we get, and then how many spots can we get? And that's, that will help us go. But I think style is something you try to commit to, but then again, you have to play to the team that you have, and injuries and guys that leave and all those types of things. So with the nature of where we're at, next year we may play fast, fine. You may walk the ball up the court, who knows? But what we'd like to do is play that way. And we averaged about 80 points a game last year. We think we got better offensive players and more well-rounded players this coming year that can hopefully allow us to get our scoring average up. And we want to teach the good shot, great shot, all that thing. But I think if you watch Middle Georgia, there's two things you understand. I think you'll see extremely unselfish basketball, and you'll see a lot of passes. So I hope all these guys got all their dribbling out with all their trainers this summer, because we are not going to be dribbling the ball all over the place. So that's probably why I'm tired of watching AAU. I can't stand watching one-on-one for 40 minutes. So, but yeah, that's who we're going to try to be, as we progress this thing.
Cool. So kind of speaking on that, right? So sets, right? AAU teams running sets and those type of things. That's something that you kind of can key in on, or stands out, or something that kind of translates to say, okay, yeah, we can possibly bring this kid in because they understand that dynamic.
Right. Yes, I think seeing kids being able to move without the basketball. So us as coaches, we all yell move, right? Mm-hmm. But if that doesn't register with you as a player on where to move and how to move, and when to move, then that doesn't really resonate. That doesn't really do anything. You're just kind of screaming words out. Right. So I think for us, we try to pay attention to what you do without the basketball. And I heard a great thing about it's a guy that coaches with the Mavericks, and he talked about respacing. And you talk about trying to keep your spacing and keep your width on the floor. You tell guys respace. That means after everything that you do, you want to try to go find more space. So what does a guy do after he drives it, gets cut off, and throws it out? Does he just stop and clog the paint for the next drive? Does he continue to play? All those things we pay attention to. The sets are good because it says, hey, you can go point A, B to C, but ultimately, if I'm the 2 guard, I know I have to set an up screen, then I'm coming off a down screen. That's very black and white. Mm-hmm. But do I know how to read that down screen? Is he chasing me? Now I know to curl. Did he go under? Now I'm going to bump and fade. Can I back cut it because he's top shoulder? All those things are and that's, I'm not saying we expect that from every kid, but I'm just saying if you can show us glimpses of being able to translate the game and really understand it, right, then now that's when we're kind of okay, you've piqued our interest, and then we start piecing these other things together. But definitely the teams that press all game are probably the hardest to evaluate, because while it's good to see guys in the broken floor and seeing them and being able to evaluate them, seeing them in constant situations of either 2-on-1 or 3-on-2, there has to be some element of like being able to play when the game slows down.
Right.
And so that can be hard at times for me. I'm just going to speak for me to evaluate how you would fit, because we're not going to play that way. And we're not going to, create maybe all of those situations. But there's value, in all of it for sure. But it's just, for us, it's like, well, okay, if we have a chance to watch a team, that may, run some things and do some conceptual things versus a team that, is just going to press all game, we may get a little bit better feel about a kid watching a kid play in that style. And then there's a comfortability too. Like if they're used to playing in that, kind of bring it down and trying to play fast, but then out of concepts, then you feel like that's going to bleed over into your program a little easier than if they didn't have it.
Yeah. Charles, we got a question.
We do from my good friend Bruce.
Hold on, before you read it. So, what's Bruce's name? The biggest hater of all times? What is that, Bruce?
Oh, he's dope. Greatest hater of all time.
Greatest hater of all time. Yeah,
that's what he called it. We call Tat the GOAT. But yeah, Kim, Bruce got a question for you. He said, "What, if anything, do you feel the All-Stars coaching staff did best to help prepare you for the next level of basketball?"
Hold up. You guys that again?
What, if anything, do you feel the All-Stars coaching staff did best to help prepare you for the next level of basketball?
Oh, Coach Tat yelling. Look, Coach Tat yelling. Any coach, ain't no other coach yelling like Coach Tat. So I'm prepared. I can take hard coaching.
That is a fact. That is a. He been getting it since he was ninth grade, 10th grade, 4 years of it.
Great.
Eighth grade. He been getting it. Been catching.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which is funny, right? So if we go back to Kobe said the same thing, right? Kobe was getting left and right, and then when he went down to Florida, then he kind of said the same. It didn't faze him.
I ain't bothered.
He understood how to take what he needed to take out of the message, and not necessarily how the message was delivered, and push forward.
So Jaden Norman, when he went in the military, say the drill sergeant was getting on him, man. He was standing there like,
all right.
I mean, this ain't nothing. Like, he's been through it.
Yeah.
But that's part of what we try to do, man. Mentally prepare them, as well as preparing them for the game of basketball, but mentally prepare them as well. That's why he say he's ready to go to practice. He's ready to play because he's mentally prepared.
Yeah.
And that's half the battle.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of him for that, man. Just to take on that challenge.
Yeah.
I know your backcourt mate gonna miss you, man.
What are you talking about?
Malik.
Oh, Malik?
Yeah, he gonna miss you, bro. He already like looking. Right? So it's still crazy seeing this, like this happening. We here now. It
is crazy. It is crazy. From what was that, 4th and 5th grade?
Bro, yes.
Yeah.
You guys had quite the journey together, and I mean, all you guys. That's really neat.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I don't even know. You know what, Coach? I'll say this. You mentioned journey. A lot of kids not only just bounce around, and nothing. I'm not knocking anybody, but bounce around high schools or in AAU programs. And this kid has been with the same. He's been consistent and loyal and trusting that process with the same high school and the same program. So it just goes to what type of young man he is and what you guys are getting. So he's like you said, he's coachable and he's gonna be ready.
Yeah,
so, I know for sure.
I texted a kid a couple weeks ago. I said, "All right, which AAU team this weekend?" And he said, He said, "Come on, coach." I said, "Well, I mean, I just have to know which gym to go to. I mean, like what do you want from me?
Yeah.
And that's no shade, but that's the truth, because in a day and age where you can just leave without any real repercussions, the guys that stay and I think that stems from competitiveness, in my opinion, because if you don't like your situation,
There's a town in America.
You have every ability to change it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to either change your approach, you have to change your process of the things you've been doing. You have to look in the mirror first, but where we've got with the portal and everything is that, no, I can just leave. I can just change the situation completely. And to me, that's not competitive. And I think the truest, toughest, the competitors, you said Kobe, I know you're talking about your guy, but Kobe Bryant, like, there's a reason that he stayed in LA for so long.
Right.
Because that group and that vision and all that was what it was. He didn't do all the team up and running and all that kind of stuff. And we can have that discussion till the cows come home. But ultimately, that means something, So that's another thing that we evaluate in our program. How many high schools have you been to? Because if you have 6 transcripts, I'm not doing that. I mean, because how long are you going to be here, man? I mean, we already got to worry about you being too good and then leaving, which is a good problem to have.
Right.
But it's like, what are we, if you know how to be invested in something, Cam, for example, like playing for the same AU team, you probably didn't win every game you played. There were probably games where you were like, crap, I could go play for some other team or whatever. Mm-hmm. And especially when your recruitment got tight, like I'm not really getting a whole lot. You could have run off, and done something maybe bigger, so to speak, but you stayed to what you know and who you're committed to. And that means something. And it, like, as you guys know, like, jobs suck. Your wife may piss you off, all that, but like, you made those commitments, and you can't just move and run. You don't want to be in the husband portal. That ain't no good. That ain't no good place.
That's a good way to put it. The husband
portal. You don't want to be out there. Yeah. You said I'm in the streets. No, those are the streets. Those are different.
Hey, you don't want your wife recruiting in the portal either.
No, absolutely not. No, and so it's just that, once again, about building and enriching young people is why we do it. That's why we're in for it. And it's, like I said, it's frustrating, it's hard, but it's incredibly rewarding. And so I'm just, hopefully we get 4 years with this guy right here. But I'll say this too. We approach it as, we want you to come here, and for however long you're here, we want your experience to be incredible, and we want you to help us be better. But at the point in time where the situation is better for you somewhere else, whatever it is, level, financially, closer to home, whatever it is, we're not going to hold you at Middle Georgia. We're not holding you hostage. Mm-hmm. We understand the nature of where this all goes. Now, I'm not saying I hope our whole team jumps in the portal, but what I'm getting is, we're not naive. We know it can happen, and it will happen. We had a tough conversation with one of our returners in the spring. He kind of he's coming off a first-team All-League year, 14-10. We were good. He had some people, messing around. There is no portal in NAI, so it's just kind of like a Wild Wild West type thing. Right. And so, if we told him, hey, if your situation's that much better at another place, I'll call the coach and tell him, come get you.
Right.
But if it's not, and you evaluate it and you don't feel like it's that much better, then keep your value, get your degree here, do things where you started and where you built them, and let's roll. So, there's that element as well that ultimately we, as well, not coaches, didn't have a lot of decisions in it, but the NCAA and college athletics has kind of created. And so, but we're aware of it. We know that it's out there. And like I said, we just want to love on them while we got them. however long that is. And then, we'll move on from there, whether it's, good, bad, and different, but we'll move on, and let them go and pursue whatever they want to do.
Coach, you got me sold.
Oh man, hey, this is shoot. I couldn't imagine recruiting to this many people. This is great. You get all these YouTube people and all that. This is awesome.
Hey, Coach, here's the thing. Again, we're not gonna keep it too long. We know you're busy.
You're good, man.
How can people reach out to you to inquire? I'm sure you're starting to get a ton of emails, a ton of getting tagged and stuff, film, all that type of stuff. But give them the Middle Georgia State Instagram, Twitter, IG, all that good stuff.
Yeah, let me make sure. We're actually fairly new to Instagram, so let me make sure I get the tag right. I don't know if we I want to make sure I get that right. So Instagram, we are middle and then GA_MBB. So it's Middle Georgia _ men's basketball. And that's an up and coming page. Hopefully, obviously once we get our guys on campus, there'll be a lot more content that we'll have. And then our Twitter is the same tagline as our Instagram. So Middle Georgia _MBB. I think it's good that, people follow that and keep tabs on us. And ultimately, I think as far as getting in touch with me or Coach Mo or us, email is good. Twitter, I'm big on Twitter. I think that's a good avenue because Twitter, guys can post things. I can look at them without them even knowing, so to speak. It's not like they had to send it to me, but I can see them. Right. Let's use avenues. I don't love my email, to be honest. I probably pretty bad about my email. Sorry if anybody's listening and you sent me 50 emails and I never responded. You could probably get me better on Twitter or the Instagram. We run those within our program, so it's not like anybody else is running them for us. So, and we'll try to, keep tabs. I will say, as we go into this August, September, and definitely in October through, February, we're going to get really locked in on our team that's with us, our guys that are there right now, because they deserve all of us, in terms of our preparation and getting ready to go for this season. And so not to say we won't recruit at all, but if we stop responding or whatever it is, it's because we're just locked in on the team we have now. And that's what I think we owe to the guys that we have that have already believed in us and are already coming in to build something with us. But we want to continue to push it forward, Peach Belt, Division II, continuing to hammer that because I think it's going to be really, really good for our team, our program, our university. Let's just continue to build it around Cochran and Warner Robins and Macon. And that's the thing. Middle Georgia's got 5 campuses. I want to make it abundantly clear. We play basketball on Cochran's campus. There are other sports on Cochran's campus as well. And then we also we have athletics in Macon as well. And then 3 other satellite campuses. So don't go to Macon looking for a basketball game. You won't find one. Well, you won't find a Middle Georgia one. You'll find a Mercer one, but not a Middle Georgia one. Hopefully, we can continue to just build the noise, around our program.
No, 100%, Coach. We're excited. I may check out a few games myself.
Yeah, I can see you making the stroll down. Yeah, absolutely.
What else I have going on?
Yeah.
No, like I said, we're excited, happy, for our own personal reasons and all that good stuff. But excited to see the way the program is going and putting Middle Georgia right on the map. Right. Yeah. So it's been and I have to give a shout out to also Fort Valley. Right. So Fort Valley has a new coach that's come in and I'm starting to see more things with Fort Valley happening. Yeah. Right. So hopefully he has kind of the same mindset in looking at Middle Georgia kids and looking at this area. But the fact that we have these schools down here that are putting their names out there a little bit more definitely has to be exciting. So we look forward to seeing you in a gym somewhere. Peeking in, seeing what talent you see, and good luck this season.
I appreciate it, and guys, this was great, and I'll give you a bunch of kudos because the extension and the way you guys care about kids. Obviously, I know you have your own, but you guys care about these kids like they're all your own. And having conversation with Tat, about his team and his players and things like that. I think it's important for everybody to hear that's listening. That these three dudes really care, and so you can tell when things are done the right way and when they're not. And when they say things look a little fuzzy in the light or something like that, so everything kind of comes out, over time. And I just appreciate you guys being so good to me since I got to the Middle Georgia area. And, obviously could hopefully continue building. I'm going to try to delete all your numbers to all the other coaches in the league so I can just talk to you. But no, in all seriousness, just really appreciate you guys. And, hey, Middle Georgia's, I think we're coming. I'm not going to quote full D on here, but I do think we are on an upward trajectory of something that if you're not a part of it soon, here's a good thing. We're going to be really good. Here's a bad thing. We're going to be really good. So you got to start becoming a part of this thing pretty soon.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Music.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I'm not quite there yet, man. No, not quite there.
Yeah.
But I just appreciate you guys so much.
No, we appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking time
Any
out.
last 2 words before we get out of here?
Go Knights.
My dog. Oh man.
All right,
Go Knights.
appreciate y'all, fellas.
100%.
All right.
Y'all have a great one.
You too, Coach.
All right.
All right, Cam.
All right,
What up, AJ?
Hi, Cam. What's up, Dad?
What's up, man? I'm still on, bro.
Oh, well, it sounds like a you problem.
No, we still on.
Okay, I'm the face of the show now. What's up,
Man.
people?
Bro, we
Hey,
still
hey,
live,
what's up,
man.
man?
What's up?
What's up,
You all right?
AJ?
What's up?
You doing all right?
We gonna have you and a couple of your teammates on
When?
next week.
Yeah.
AJ got next in Middle Georgia. Good player from the Sandman.
Yes. Kyle Sandy got you. We got you.
Got you tabbed, AJ.
Boy, what's up, boy?
Boy, what up?
What's up, boy?
Black Kyle, blame my mind.
Blame my mind and not my heart.
Yeah, blame my mind. I've been over here at this school working.
Kristen got him working. Principal Brooks got him working.
I almost forgot about this. I did. Yeah, speaking of Kyle, man, he was up there to evaluate some of those girls at the girls tournament when I
Oh, yeah, at Lake Point, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
Oh yeah. Talk about that a little bit. You got to see a little bit of some girls play.
Yeah, I did, man. I got to watch some girls basketball, and what Coach Voigt is doing, man, he's doing a tremendous job. Like I say, with those girls, man, he got some talent on that team.
Mm-hmm.
He got some talent on that team, man. I was supposed to get with Kyle and so he can come over here and talk about that stuff, man. I totally forgot. But they played 3 games up there. They won the first one, lost the last 2. But they played tough. The girls were tough, man. I tell you, I think named Kamaya Hutchinson. I think Kyle wrote up, did a write up on her, and she shoots the ball from Lee County.
Okay.
She's pretty good now. Got the ball real well. Point guard. And Casey Reeves, Coach Reeves' daughter, she played well. He has a lot of girls on that team that played pretty good, man.
That's good. It looked good.
I'm
I know.
see what they gonna do.
Excited.
With this up and coming season. But Caitlin, man, she wasn't scared, man. I'm super proud of her because she wasn't scared when she got out there. She played hard, rebounded the ball well. She even took two threes. I was super proud of that because she been scared to shoot that old jump shot, but she did.
Let it go.
Let it ride, Caitlin.
Good.
90% of that shot is just confidence.
Yeah, that's all it is. She just need to build that confidence, man.
Getting them reps.
One of Rob's impact freshman, tough defender.
Yeah, K Rose, man. So I'm
nice.
Super proud of her, Cal. That's my bad, man. Next week, if that Coach Voigt right there said, if you open, shoot it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So man, great. It was great conversation with Coach Thayer, man. A lot of insights over there as far as moving from NAIA and just the competitiveness of the Peach Belt and the conference that they going into is not to be shortchanged by any means. Like you're gonna have to come out there and get after it. So it ain't no. And I think Clayton State even spoke to it as well. It's like, look, man, ain't no games off.
Right.
No, now see, we actually went down there to watch Cam during the conference tournament, man, and I'm telling you, that is high level basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So we heard a lot this past weekend. There was some physical play on the radar. You kind of heard this coach, Coach Thayer talk about it. Hey man, it's gonna be handsy. Yeah, they're gonna grab you. They're gonna hold you. You're gonna have to toughen up and play through some stuff.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna stop the game every 5 minutes calling fouls or every possession. So you're gonna
I tell you, I can't say this.
It's tough to play through that.
Yep.
I can't say this about this past weekend though.
Oh yeah.
The refs, I mean, I like to say the refs that we had. I mean, every game.
I have no complaints about the refs.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the past couple weekends, even though I got my tick, I didn't deserve a tick, but I wasn't really complaining about nothing. But I ain't got no complaints about the refs.
Man. Yeah, they were pretty good, man.
That's solid, man.
So you still trying to get out of it?
But now, KP, guess who we had first thing on Friday morning? Same ref.
But then we go. I go over to watch Kaylin's them game, and one of these jokers ain't made now one call the whole game, and he don't even get past half court, man.
Yeah, that's the part that's frustrating.
Yeah, man, I'm like, bro, you getting paid for this.
Yeah.
So I mess around and call the joker Headed Murphy because he had a big old head. Man, you got to call. Headed Murphy.
Headed Murphy.
Yeah, I called it, man. You got to make one call, Headed.
Yeah. I'm like, God, dog. So that kind of happened in our last game. And when you playing on these side courts, right? And they kind of drawing the line. I'm like, brother, that's the paint, ain't it? Isn't that the paint? we just not gonna call 3 seconds. And so here's my pet peeve. And any officials that's listening, I'm sorry. But then the cat tells me, well, I could have called 3 seconds of your player 3 or 4 times. I said, well, call it then. You ain't do me no favors. Call it. Well, I'm gonna start calling everything now. What? Damn. Okay.
Joker killed me when they told my
we're gonna start learning.
That was his call. Like, bro, it's 2 of y'all. How you gonna just say it's his call?
Cause you see
like,
the
man,
same call.
Oh, I ain't looking right there. Well, you got to be it's 2 of y'all. It ain't 3 of y'all out there. Man, you got to. Man,
yeah, that's the part. He was like, man, I could have called that 3 times on your team. We'll call it on the man.
All it, man.
Yeah, but not to let the refs take away, right? Because you got to adjust to their officiating.
Mm-hmm.
But the games that I've seen, man, for you guys and high level, high competition, getting after it, competing, intense games.
Yeah.
And you guys had a lot of eyes on you.
Yeah, man. They were, man. So they, like I said, they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good stuff, man.
Cam Perkins. Cam Plummer said they coming for y'all, man. He said it. Hey, he said he got the date circled. December the 5th is what he said.
He rattled it up with no problem, did he?
Yeah. And he said y'all on the road.
I will be there. God will. I'm at that December 5th.
I'm trying to figure out where they gonna stay at.
Oh, that's probably a turn and burn. A game. They probably go turn and burn.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out where they gonna stay at, boy.
Yeah. I think it's early enough in the day. They come down and play. You can go back.
They can stay out there by Rigby's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they could.
Straight down 96. Everything else going on out there.
They good.
Yeah, everything else going on out there. So yeah, Charles, you didn't got quiet, so we know what that time that is.
Yeah.
You already know. We just hit that hour 30.
Right on the head.
Right on time. Perfect segue.
I play at 3:30.
Is that a Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm
December 5th?
December 6th, actually.
December 6th.
Yeah, December 6th at 3:30.
I got to see if we got a game that day.
Yeah. Yep.
If we ain't got no game, we'll be there down in Cochran, Blakely County.
I'm gonna be there if we got it.
I look at it, that's another.
Wait. Did you? You heard Charles?
What you say?
Joe, what you said? You?
I'm gonna be there if we got a game. Miss one. Love my boy. I love you, Lee. But yeah, I gotta be there for that one.
Hey, so yeah, that'll be a Saturday. That's one of them. December 6th. That's before region. So that's one of them.
We normally don't, unless the
like January, right? Well, no.
Oh man, region played till January, February.
Like January, right?
Yeah, region play don't start.
That's still regular season.
You might have one or two. Sometimes they schedule early. Most time it's January.
So, Kenny, where you gonna be at? Man? Hold on. If Boogie playing, where you gonna be at?
I'll probably be in Cochran, and Eric will probably be at Hoko.
Oh, okay.
So we're waiting for the Hoko schedule to drop so we can map out who gonna be where.
Oh, okay.
We've already discussed this.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, December 6th.
Your turn to go there, your turn to go here, type of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be down in Cochran. December
No matter what.
Yeah, it don't matter, bro. Yeah, man. Hoko gonna have 20 more games, man. I'll catch that. I'm sure they'll understand.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna be at.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, the need let her go live down there.
Hey, you know what? They might be off. What?
That's gonna be they might be, because that's kind of like a weird time. I think last year.
That's a weekend.
Hype South like November. Hype South
November.
Yeah, it's before Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's not the weekend after Thanksgiving? It's not the weekend of Thanksgiving?
I thought it was the week.
The girls is normally the week before, and then the boys is normally the week of Thanksgiving, the Saturday of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's both of them around like the 18th, 19th to 20th or somewhere. Well,
of November.
Yeah, of November, somewhere around it now.
Yeah.
So we should be good.
Well, the Hype South probably gonna be around the 29th.
Yeah, that's fine. That ain't 6.
Because Thanksgiving is 27th. So Hype South the 29th. That's what I'm saying. So they might be, Hoko might be off the 6th.
Yeah.
Oh, the Thanksgiving, I got to fry me a turkey.
On 27th.
Turkey.
What's the 20th?
27th.
Turkey.
Well, yeah, what's up with the jive turkey?
I got to fry me a turkey.
Oh, you said jive turkey. I thought that turkey was somebody.
No.
What that got to do with the 6th?
I don't know. That was Charles. I don't know. That was Charles, bro. That wasn't. I don't know.
What I brought up? About the turkey? Tay, you said jive turkey. I was just repeating.
Oh, yeah.
That what Kenny asked about the jive turkey.
You're right.
I probably smoke a turkey.
All right.
We in Thanksgiving, man. We moving way too fast. Let's get
way too fast. Yeah,
let's finish out July.
Let's finish out July. let's
finish it out before we move too fast.
Yeah, so I'm actually excited about this weekend. The On the Radar Circuit Championship, first annual. Yeah, first annual. So I'm pretty excited about that, man. The opportunity to compete for something. Kind of put our name, put your name out there, so to speak.
Yeah, I guess Sean will be rolling out the finalist stuff. Well, they not the finalist stuff.
And all that.
Yeah, the awards this weekend.
And I see it's all at Swanee too, which is a good thing. One location.
Yeah, the middle school's at Dobbins Creek, and the high school's at
all that hoop scene.
Yeah, hoop scene. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just one location, so it's not moving around. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff.
Go imprint our name in that 15U.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So good stuff.
Take care.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. So what was your biggest takeaway from the live period?
I mean, the goals.
Let me ask you this before you answer that question. Let me switch it up a little bit. Is this live period seeing? I don't want to say necessarily going back to what the previous live periods was, but it seemed like it's with the portal stuff and all of that's been going on. It seems like coaches are offering or more engaged with high school kids than maybe previous years. Did you guys kind of feel that way or see that?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, that's kind of the sense I got too.
Yeah, I think so, man. Just the engagement in general,
right?
With all the athletes, even if they didn't offer the interest,
yeah.
I think was more than previous years since COVID,
right?
But my biggest takeaway is the goals that we set to getting kids to play in front of college coaches, to them, picking up an offer or gaining interest or, that type of stuff.
Right.
We checked, like you say, we checked all those boxes. So, meant the mission was accomplished. What we try to do. So
left it on the floor.
And that's what they did. And our motto was, leaving with no doubt.
Leaving with no doubt. Yeah. And I'm just gonna speak for our boys for just talking 17U. They just showed toughness. They didn't back down. Right? They just showed that mental toughness. There's games we down, and they just kept at it. And they've been doing this all summer. So not just this weekend, but they've been playing that way all summer. But just to see them do that in front of coaches, and when the lights are at its brightest in July, and when it means the most for them to continue to play that way of what we've been preaching all summer, I think that stood out the most to me. And I think
the assignment. Understood the assignment,
man, because it was they understood they understood the motto of leave them no doubt. But with that, to accomplish that, it had to be mental and physical toughness to get through some of that. So to me, the boys showed that. So, and just responding in situations, being able to respond like that was, bro, that's so huge. No matter what level basketball you play, and I think Coach Thayer kind of hit on it as well. Just Coach Tag get onto them, and they to see them respond and not hold it, get their head down, like that mental toughness kicks in. Like the standard is the standard. Like no, you You don't get to take this play off. I'm gonna get on. He got on to the best player to the worst player about not rotating, and it's fine, right? You're gonna miss rotation, things gonna happen, but best believe you're gonna hear about it from that side.
Don't hear about it.
And you will see some, they know exactly what they did. He started yelling, they're like, oh man, I missed it.
That me.
But just understanding that piece, or them responding in the fashion that they responded, man, that's just the making of a really good team. And they
right.
That was my takeaway from these
breaks up
this the summer. Really, they've been playing that way the whole summer.
Yeah. A lot of good competition out there too.
Man, man. 6'10" kid out there.
Yeah, y'all were matched up with some. Y'all didn't have no.
We got no size for that joke.
I tell you this, and coach from Sunshine Elite.
Mm-hmm. Shout him out. Yeah,
great coach.
Great coach. Yes, he is.
Great coach. Always has a great program. Does it the right way.
Yeah. And got his kids ready to play too.
Got his kids ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
My man over at Suicide?
Suicide. Yeah.
Suicide. Great coach. Does it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Always have his kids prepared.
Georgia Legacy. Yeah.
Same thing. Does it the right way. Always have the kids prepared, ready to play year in and year out. I mean, it's just tons of team on that circuit. Harris. I'm really impressed with Harris Athletics. Their coach and their kids. Undersized, plays hard,
mm-hmm.
plays the game the right way, plays for each other, plays together. Just man, I'm telling you, it's just.
Oh, don't forget about your boy Medlock.
Oh yeah. You know, Georgia Canes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Georgia Canes. They get it done. Week in and week out, man. They get it done. Medlock's doing a great job. You know, shout out to Medlock, Zacco, rest of them over there with Georgia Canes, man. They doing it the right way.
Matter of fact, I think they had the game of the year with Hoop Atlanta, who's another team.
Yeah,
A really good program to Coach Tad point. Just there's so many good programs. We'll probably be on here.
Yeah, man. Independent on the radar.
Independent on the radar
program.
Yeah, they playing, man.
So Sean and company, as I say, they've done a tremendous job, with the circuit.
Yeah, they have.
So, and that's why, like I said, that's why I'm excited, just for this weekend, right? To see everything culminate, right? To see this process through from the rumbles of it to actually being a thing, to now going through the whole process of it and kind of seeing what they're doing with it. Shout out to Ty Young, for the role that he's playing in all of this, and the whole On the Radar staff. But just to see how it's all coming together, right, and knowing that it's only going to get bigger and better, but to see this, to be the part of it this first year.
Right. I mean, it's tons of team, man. Goldie Lee, Devin Butsy Lee, E5 Florida. Just tons of teams. Like I say, Hoop Atlanta. Man, it's tons of teams on that circuit that are tough.
Oh yeah. We ran across some pretty tough EYA. Don't forget Brad and them.
EYA, strive for excellence.
Yeah.
Team Dickerson. It's all them jokers, man.
Yeah.
Where the independent teams can come and thrive.
Right.
Right. And bring those coaches in. Now think about it. I don't think there was any shoe teams there this weekend, right?
Well,
Yeah,
you had Georgia Stars there.
Okay.
Austin Rivers. Elite.
So it was some, right?
Yeah.
So I'll take that back. You're right. It was some, but for the majority was independent teams.
Right.
Have those coaches in the gym at an event was I mean, you can't ask for more.
Because y'all played against the Atlanta Celtics.
Yeah, we played against the Celtics. Yeah. But we played some tough independent teams too.
Right.
Yeah. And again, like last weekend for us, we played the teams from Tennessee. We played teams from Florida. We played teams from Georgia. We had that gamut of different playing styles. And for the most part, we were able to respond to. Lost a tough game and we played hard, and then we made some bonehead mistakes, but it is what it is. That's how we grow.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
They call it living and learning.
Yeah.
That's it.
Living and learning. For the city.
Yeah.
For the city.
But yeah, man, I'm just just thankful, man, that the circuit that we're on and what we're playing against, and the people that's running it. Like I say, Sean and staff, man, gets no better than that.
Yeah.
Me personally.
They do a great job, man.
And especially what they do for our kids.
Yep.
The platform they give our kids.
And the coverage.
And the coverage.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Watkins on the baseline.
Yes.
Filming games, putting clips together, and all the other media outlets is there. And
all of them, man. I mean, you had baseline, sideline, all access. You had Hillsman, Cal Sandy. He was over there for a couple games, for some games too. Proven what's her name?
Proven prospects.
Just a lot of people, man. Wason was there. Hype style.
No.
Yeah. From the girls event over there to the boys event.
DT Media Group. Yeah, a lot, man.
So
and they giving this coverage not only to the count up,
yeah.
Not only to the 17Us, but they coming down to the 15Us as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Coverage everywhere.
Yep.
If you doing something, they gonna find you and they gonna highlight you. But you got to be doing something though. They ain't gonna just give it to you just to give it to you.
Because you're there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, good stuff.
Speaking of doing something,
tell it.
I also miss an opportunity, boy.
Tell it.
Speaking of doing something. Well, the people we just hit, we're a little after 9, so we're a little late closing the show. But no worries, we're gonna get y'all out of here so y'all can get home and get to bed and get ready to go to work if you have that 9 to 5.
You're all right. Said we're gonna get y'all out of here.
Hey, and if you're an educator in House County, you gotta hit that clock tomorrow.
Hey man, welcome back.
We don't want to keep y'all up until next time.
Next Tuesday? We going next Tuesday?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go next Tuesday as well. So
yeah.
Next Tuesday. So make sure you get Lock in with us. Go ahead and get your yard modes and all that stuff.
Don't be late to the show.
Just don't be late to the show. We're gonna start on time, but we're gonna end on time.
We ain't gonna start on time. We gonna
end on time. Y'all know we ain't started because it ain't because of me.
No, what you trying to say?
I ain't calling nobody out. I just said it ain't me. We just got to figure out who. They got a 50-50 shot of figuring out why we ain't starting on time.
All right, I'll take that one.
My red cup was ready to go.
I'll take that one. Hey, listen. Anyway, yeah, I was in the cafeteria. And I heard y'all talking. I said, I did. I was in there and I heard y'all talking. I said, and I looked. I said, I'm late. I did. That's my bad, man. And 2 weeks in a row.
We all know. Hey, we getting the cobwebs out. You know, it's been a while.
Yeah, that my bad.
Yeah,
that's my bad.
We getting back. I do want to tell y'all good night. I'm for real about that. Try to have a good night.
Shut it down.
Peace.